Okay, I just got up and saw that the post exploded. I tried to respond to all the comments and all that and address everything I could. Thank you for all the support. I'm glad it's helping people. I'm gonna finish my coffee and my breakfast, and then I'm gonna make a few more videos about other information that I know about this stuff. And by all means, if you have other tips and tricks, put in the comments. I'll try and make videos about those too, to try and push that information out to more people. The more people know, the better it works. See you guys in a bit. Good morning. I was just notified from Monkey Face on Twitter that some people's pipes are freezing, which is a good thing to address. Keep your cold water tap flowing on at least a drip, because flowing water will not freeze as fast as still water. All of those pipes are connected, so you only need to do one pipe in the house, and that should cover you. For those of you whose pipes are already frozen, you're already out of water, an option that you can have if you have fire available, or if your appliances run on gas and you can cook using that, melt snow if you can get to that. That way you can use melted snow, heat it up to shave, wash, brush your teeth. However, it is not potable. You cannot drink it. It is not safe, so don't do that. It's just another method of using exterior water in order to take care of cleansing, but you'll still need bottled water as such in order to get drinkable water, okay? Stay safe out there. All right, car stuff. A lot of other people pointed it out in other videos and in the comments I've seen around, but just in case I can reach somebody that they can't, when you start your car, make sure you go out and clear the exhaust pipe. Make sure there's no snow or ice buildup behind that, because if it's blocked, it can be deadly to you in the vehicle. So always do a round of your vehicle to make sure that it's not blocked. Another thing, your windshields. This is a weird one. Some people might have small chips and cracks in their windshield from pebbles and stuff, especially in the south. If it's sub-freezing outside and you kick on your heater to get it warm because you're cold, and you have that heater aimed at the windshield and it heats it fast, it'll shatter it. I mean, not explode, but it'll cause those cracks to spider out. So if you know you have cracks in your windshield, start your car earlier, warm up the car slower so that it doesn't fracture your window. Okay, shit. This water problem is a lot worse than I thought, so here we go. If you have water pouring in your house because your pipes have already ruptured, here's what you need to do. You need to track the water inlet to your house, all right? It could be in your garage like this. This is a water main. You'll see that there's a backflow reducer. There's the main shutoff. It's a big thing like that. If it's perpendicular to the pipe, it's on. Make it... All right, it's not fucking... But pull it and it'll shut off. It might also be in your crawl space. Look for it. There's another one. It's the main coming in from outside. I'll check that now. Check outside your house leading in. You might see a panel like this, water meter. There should be something in there that you can shut off with a large wrench or tool that'll shut off your main water.
Guys, so this is my house.
This is exactly why I made that last video. It's because pipes are freezing, they're bursting, and then they're thawing and flooding people's houses. And not everyone has experienced this. I have. I had my house in Alaska destroyed by this. Just let everyone know where the shutoff valve is in their house, all right? And in the garage, sometimes weirdly they're in the attic, a lot of times they're in the crawl space. Figure out where the water shutoff valve is in your house. And as soon as you see this happening, matter of fact, as soon as your pipes freeze, go hit that shutoff, because when they thaw, they're going to burst, or at the very least, they're going to leak. Get ahead of the problem. Get this information out to people, please. All right, I wanted to touch on the first thing I covered in my first video about the type of clothing you wear, and that is an acronym we got taught in Alaska, and that was keep it dry, keep it loose, keep it layered, and avoid overheating. I'm actually sure I'm missing one of the letters because it's been years. But keep it dry is what I was talking about. Whatever you're wearing, make sure you avoid getting it wet, with it snow or sweat, whatever. If one of your articles of clothing gets wet, take it off, switch it out. Keep it loose. If you layer your clothing and it gets too tight, you're restricting blood flow and you're also collapsing the air that's going to keep you warm. You want to keep it loose. keep layers, the multiple layers we talked about, so that you can also downgrade in case you start to overheat. You want to have just enough to keep you not cold, not warm. And avoid overheating, like I said. If you find yourself sweating, you're too warm, you need to downgrade, because then you'll sweat, you'll get wet, and then you'll be cold. Yeah, I was thinking about this earlier. It's been a while since I've worked in apartments, but if I remember right, shut-off valves for each individual apartment can sometimes be found either under like the kitchen sink or right next to the water heater. That's usually where it is. So check the water heater closet, see if you can find a valve. Sometimes it's a large handle, sometimes it's like one of those little twisty valves like you would see on your spigot outside. Look for that. If there's already a leak, or if there's any issues like with freezing pipes, it's not your problem. Contact the landlord and make sure that they shut off the main water to the building, because it will very rapidly become a much larger problem for everyone. Person on the top floor has one leak, it's going to flood the rest of the building. Alright, video number, I have no freaking idea at this point on how to live and thrive in an Arctic environment. This one's going to help people who are without heat, and maybe even people who are homeless. I've come across this as well. Homeostasis, basically how to keep your body warm internally. Stay hydrated. This goes for heat and cold. Stay as hydrated as you can, drink water. The more hydrated you are, the better your body is at maintaining its internal temperature. Eat snacks, whatever you can. Your caloric intake is vital, because in colder temperatures your body will burn calories at an alarming rate to maintain its heat. And activity. Stay in motion. If you feel your feet or your hands starting to get cold or numb, move around constantly, because as you're moving, you're forcing blood flow and you're raising your overall body temperature. So stay active. Alright, this next one's important. Alright, I can't cover everything, so I'm going to put this task on you. These are things I want you to Google, because they might be issues now. Look up the symptoms and signs for hypothermia, chilblains, frostnip and frostbite, and trench foot, because these are all big issues when you're dealing with cold weather. Hypothermia being very big, because once your core temperature drops, you can die from that. You need to keep your core temperature up. That's why we talked about all these layers and eating and all of that stuff. Chilblains and frostbite, that's when you actually start having skin and all of that freezing. I can't cover everything in a minute. Go look that up. Chilblains is when you're outside and the wind starts actually like burning your skin. There's treatments for all of that. I don't think snow blindness is going to be a huge thing, but it is a factor. Wear sunglasses. UV's getting refracted. More in the next. You're right, I keep forgetting to make a video about this. This has come up in my comments a few times. The terracotta pot thing, where you take a candle and then put like 2 bricks and like a ceramic bowl or something, ceramic over the top, and it'll collect the little bit of heat from the candle and be able to radiate it to warm a small area. That's excellent. The science checks out. Ceramic is really great at heat conduction. The crayon thing, I freaking forgot that. You just take a crayon, set it up, light the top. The wrapper on the outside of the crayon acts as a wick for the burning wax in the middle. They burn for like a minute or so. Now the dryer lint, there's that and a couple other ways to start fire, but people being able to even have a fire inside or anywhere where they can keep warm is very limited, but also a good idea for those who can utilize it. Do whatever you can to stay warm and keep the hints coming in. A lot of people don't know how to do this stuff. Alright, this is going to be my last one for a bit, because I got to charge my phone and I've been doing this all damn morning. Alcohol. It's not your fucking friend. Guess what? It makes you feel warm. That's actually a lie. It's lying to you. It's a vasodilator. That means it opens the little veins. And when it does that, the warm feeling you get, that you think you get, is the blood from your core being pumped out into your hands and feet. That's why they feel warm and tingly. It's nice. Here's the problem. That's acting like a cooling element. So your body naturally pulls blood into your core to keep you warm when it's cold. By forcing that blood back out into your limbs, it's being cooled off rapidly. The cold blood gets pumped back into your core, rapidly lowering your core temperature. Plus, alcohol actually dehydrates you, and we already talked about being hydrated keeps you warmer. So, it can kill you. Good morning. Gotten a couple of comments about this with the whole leaking ceiling and bursting pipes thing. Will that still happen to you if you have a well? Here's the thing. Your well is operated off of a well pump which runs off power. More than likely, if your water pipes are bursting, it's because you're out of power, out of heat, and that's why they're freezing. So if you're out of power, the well pumps off, which means that even though your pipes might still burst, the pump's going to be off so you won't flood as badly, but it's still a challenge. Now, if somewhere where the pipes are, those freeze and burst, but you still have power, then yes, the pump is still going to pump water into your house and you will still flood. In order to avoid this, find out where your well is, where your well pump is, most likely, again, basement, and shut off your well pump. That's the best way to avoid that. Stay dry out there. All right, here we go. Next thing we're going to cover is insurance. This is going to be big for a lot of people who are suffering water damage. And here's something key. For those of you who don't have leaks yet, but you know your pipes are frozen, listen up. If you don't have renter's insurance, go get it now. If you do have renter's insurance and you're already suffering damage, contact them immediately. Take photos of everything in your apartment that is damaged, all of your possessions, everything, all of the damage that is incurred. Because I don't know what kind of insurance you do have or what you're going to get. How well that they want to cover you or how much they're going to cover you varies. Some companies are more gracious than others. Some are real dicks about it. So make sure you have evidence, photos. Most of the time, water damage that is outside of your control is covered by homeowners and renters insurance. Get those claims filed today so you're covered. What's up? With all the temperatures slowly rising and the sun coming out, a lot of places, all the packed snow is going to start slowly melting into sheet ice. With that being the case, if some of y'all go walking out there with your confident southern strut, you're going to hit the ground harder than frickin' Twisted Iced Tea. So I'm going to give you a tip on how to get your Alaska legs so you don't die out there. What you want to do is you want to keep your upper body...
Hold on, sorry. Oh, there you go, sorry.
What you want to do is keep your upper body over your lower body as much as possible to keep your center of gravity over your legs. Keep your legs slightly bent, just a little bit, shock absorbers. When you walk deliberately with each step to keep your balance. That way, as you're taking a step, your body weight's still vertically above you and not forward. That way, if your foot does slip, you still have some traction. That way, it won't get away from you. Bear in mind, this won't necessarily prevent all slips. Sometimes shit happens.